Glory in the grand finals. Let's get into the land of dawn.
The people that you can hear right now, the chant's already beginning, and it'll only get louder. We're only in game number 1, and the fans are already going crazy. Fun fact, Annabelle, last time on the Lance, amazing golden. It was also up against a Fredrin, that was great.
We're seeing now that the invasions is just no longer that value of a situation, of a strategy to be employed. So even with the Fredrin, this means that Annabelle will have relatively a good time, unless Sans here goes for first blood.
Wow, that's super early. I mean, Coach Aldo mentioned aggression in the early game, and that's exactly what we're seeing. Under 1 minute, already some kills over. And that is Gila Sans on the Barca, but it might be turned around.
For it. One shot, and he equalizes the scoreboard. The Valentina.
Out of nowhere, both mid laners is going at it. A CW.
Annabelle with the assassination attempt. Does he get the last puncture down? A bit too risky. He doesn't know where Keyboy is. Keyboy just trying to march forward. Harry walking up with the red tree as well. Doesn't seem like he was able. Well, he was actually able to take it, but it's just the gold.
Now looking at the emblems here, Annabelle and Kyrie both prioritizing the clear speed, trying to make sure that they do have that advantage coming through, especially when they want to get that level lead to try and contest for the neutral objectives a bit better. And with the Minotaur and the Terizla in the picture, it feels like Onic will most likely go for some kind of pick-off before everyone groups around together. But in order to do so, they have to put Lutpi in a good position, and he's already being pressured by Fluffy and Clocken, so Onic might be on the back foot.
But Evos Glory, they've always been so strong because of their mid-trio. Prio, Dreams gets caught here, gets a little bit of low, but he will get to that level 4 by clearing in that lane. Meanwhile, Keyboy already opening up vision for his team to start and posture for this neutral objective take.
That's a lucky battle. Annabelle wins it out. Ministry in the flicker combo, and the Brazers Raptor takes his life away. Now, didn't look with a knockout strike, but Annabelle is forcing that flicker away. Fluffy follows through the flicker, picks up a double with that hammer. Block it. Just a few of those little bumps of damage onto Keyboy, but he survives.
A 1-for-2 trade in favor of Evos Glory. Break us through that. What happened?
Seems like for Evos, they were just waiting around, and Fnatic Onic are the ones who felt like we have to make the first move, we have to go and rush this turtle before Evos can actually respawn and get closer. But they were just a bit too late. They came in, and Annabelle showing again that this retribution is nothing to be trifled with, as we take a look at the talent prediction here by the Samsung Galaxy S24 series.
Minority. Arashi is the minority here.
Everybody wants the heroes to win, I guess. Wow.
It's a good story. I mean, looking at them the entire time, I don't think anyone predicted them to make it to the grand finals. The story was always Onic and maybe Bigatron Alpha. But Bigatron Alpha's not here.
Yeah, I know they're not here, man.
I'm sorry.
Feels bad to be Mirko, but you know, it happens to the best of us. I mean, all three of us on the desk today have our teams knocked out already, funnily enough. So it's all just Goni that's just really confident in his team, and it seems like for the most part, a lot of the talents want to try and prove him wrong. But looking at the situation with a 1K gold lead almost, the Evos are actually having a lot more success here in the early game. And it looks like for Onic, they have to wait a bit longer for Lutpi at least to get online, unless Annabelle has a plan cooked up for him.
It looks like they are reaching towards the top side. Lutpi gonna be able to see that out. But in this early stage of the game, after so much brawls, what are we expecting? Are you expecting Evos to push in the tempo because of that early game aggressive comp?
I think we're definitely expecting some kind of aggression, especially with Sans clearing the wave so fast and trying to roam around and impact those side lanes. But now, whenever there's a neutral objective, you can see Evos are immediately in position. And the fact that Fluffy can be so tanky, so difficult to pick off without some more items in the inventory slots of Fnatic Onic. He can stand there, but look at this.
Lutpi trying to survive now, goes in, knockout strike, flickers out, but right into Fluffy, penalty zone. Picks up a kill, he's on a killing spree as he goes on to Keyboy with those hammers. But the airstrike onto Annabelle, but he uses the puncture to get through. Kyrie takes the second turtle rather. Goes in for the taunt, knocks Fluffy up, no penalty zone to play with Dreams. Knocks Keyboy up, don't run Wolf King. No flicker to follow it up, and still be able to find one. That's two also. Kyrie gonna be caught in the damage. They're still able to dash out. Now CW the blazing duet with Sans in the back cannot save Kyrie from being slain by Clockman. And Annabelle chasing them from a different angle. Evos Glory with a winning team fight.
That was a 3-4-0 trade, ladies and gentlemen. The White Tigers, the People's Champions, they're putting up a fight here in minute number 5. Despite the objective given over to Kyrie there, it looks like Evos hold complete control. And Fnatic Onic, despite the attempts to try and slow down that snowball from happening, it's not working out for them.
I mean, they were able to get the initial objective before Evos can respond, but now Keyboy
But be caught, that's offensive execution. NFL will not be able to slay Keyboy. Pops that conceal just in time and gets out.
That's what I was saying. There are moments of success here for Fnatic Onic, and they were still able to get the neutral objective. The problem is afterwards, Evos immediately hunt them down and try and get a big team fight. And because they have multiple ways to really start that off, they are happy to just blow 1 or 2 ultimates to try and catch at least 1 or 2 members and then try and follow up that way. And even if they don't really immediately get the payoff from that play, Annabelle can still go and do what assassins do best and seal the deal. As Kyrie gets surrounded by 3.
And Annabelle wins the red tree. Kyrie has the feather airstrike there to help him back away, but Kyrie will be able to go for the taunt onto Dreams, forcing him in his fury, but he catches 3 with the flicker. Fluffy with a mega kill. Now it's that's a Lycan pass from Brad chasing Keyboy. He's able to escape, but not for long. That's Fluffy again with a penalty zone. Knockout strike to knock Annabelle up. Sans in the back as well, trying to run away. Flickers out to safety, but still gets hit a little bit. Fluffy trying to run away. Brands should be able to come and help him, but Lutpi will not be able to take Fluffy down.
What a team fight. What a team fight in game number 1. The White Tigers, they played that perfectly. The backup was there. You can feel the synergy. And that's actually going to give over another neutral objective in favor of Evos. With this happening and unraveling like this, a 2.4k gold lead now in the 7th minute of the game, with Brands already picking up 2 more items. What are the keys for Fnatic Onic to turn this back into their shoes? Wait a second.
Annabelle in a 1v1. It seems CW got the better of him.
For Fnatic Onic, they just gotta stop being dove on like this, and they have to try and work together. The fact that they have a Ruby that can really stop a lot of these aggressive maneuvers from Evos, but Keyboy is always on the back foot, always lost, trying to deal with multiple threats coming from multiple angles. If they can isolate the angle of approach for Evos, they can try and get big combos, and now they're going for Kwakun.
Takes every shot.
And it gets out unscathed. And you can see even the choice of items there for Kwakun going in for more respect towards the damage, right? Something similar to what we see from Suns.
The Blood Wings definitely gives him a lot more survivability when he's making all these aggressive moves, weaving in and out of fights. And despite all the plans coming in from the gods, Fnatic Onic, Evos are just letting nothing go in their favor, always getting the better trades for now. The longer the game goes though, with the Farsa, with the Claude, there's a chance that the late game team fights might favor Fnatic Onic, but they still have to try and contend with the dives, with the crowd control tools that can land on multiple people. And they only have Purify on CW. Sans went for the flicker because he is Gila-san.
It's crazy. He's Gila. Lutpi though, 0-2 on his signature pick, and it seems Evos Glory, they know what they're doing. They want to shut Lutpi's confidence down from the start. Dreams tanks up the shot. Lutpi with a knockout strike, able to survive with the skill 1 shielding as well. Keyboy rotates back up. Has the flicker, doesn't decide to go for it, not just yet, but well played by Lutpi.
What's the plan here for Fnatic Onic? Are they trying to just weather the storm? They didn't even go for a pick there. Is it because they can't yet?
I think don't want to really waste a lot of ultimates right before the Lord is up. It was only a few seconds away earlier, and now they have control because they do have a bit more momentum due to the failed dive on the top side. But Evos are always close by. But Annabelle, knowing that there's going to be some time, knowing that there's not a lot of big DPS tools in the hands of Fnatic Onic just yet, he's just going around farming, knowing that he can reach that Lord engagement in time. So he's getting the better out of Fnatic Onic. They have to have Kyrie somewhere in the area because he's one of the frontliners for the team.
Annabelle, our rising star, 2 levels ahead of Kyrie, one of the most highlighted junglers in the world. And this is coming from a rookie in his debut season. And he already has a little bit more to say when it comes down to the neutral objective takes because of that EXP lead. Sitting at 0-0-5 right now. Kyrie, though, gonna be posturing up for the next neutral objective. But both teams are still on the setup. They don't go for it just yet.
Just just like that, though, the bottom tower will fall, and even some HP taken from the top side turret. Onic, they know that Evos are looking desperately for this big team fight, so they're trying to pull them apart using that macro gameplay. And they're actually getting the better out of Evos, and the gold lead is shrinking ever so slightly in their favor. And they're still holding on to it. That's the benefit of having a fighter jungler with sustain. You can kind of stick on the Lord, take some damage, and stick around. Whereas for Evos now, they've sent Fluffy and Brands away. Even though they do have the advantage when it comes to burst damage, when they don't know where Fnatic Onic are gonna be, it's a whole different story, a whole different difficulty level.
The mind games happening in Sans knows where they are right now. And they're looking for that proper pick as they want to set up for this Lord.
CW is farming so well right now, constantly in the side lanes. He's actually caught up to Brands, who has 1 kill, 2 assists. How are the items looking like right now?
Well, Lucky getting a lot more tankiness, and Kyrie with the Athena is going to be a bit more bold, but look at this, Keyboy, it's the main target in front.
Good taunt by Kyrie to cancel any sort of engage. Clockun, early winter truncheon in the 11th minute. CW gonna be poked down by Clockun, so much damage. Now in the midst of it all, Dominus Fury, Retribution, NFL picks it up. Keyboy with the going on Wolf King as he praises Ryan's able to connect, but now Lippy tries his best to go in the back. What? Fluffy with a monster kill as he chases Keyboy down. And Fnatic Onic are forced back.
A Lord slain and a man down. This is exactly what Fnatic Onic don't want for themselves. And look at this with CW. Wait a second, Fluffy. Gonna be pressuring in. CW was completely taken out of that neutral objective take, that entire Lord dance, because of the fact that Clockun was able to catch him so low. And the setup from Fnatic Onic felt scattered.
Because of Evos knowing how Fnatic Onic wants to take the fight. So they sent like Clockun and the rest to try and go for some zoning plays, but Fluffy now taking a lot of damage because CW is at the 3-item power spike. He can no longer stand at the front there, but only when CW is around. So if Evos send Clockun to zone him away, then Fluffy has free reign to do what he did in the previous fight. Keep moving forward and allow Dreams on the Minotaur to just set up for the neutral objectives, but penalty zone!
On to 3, Keyboy still in the midst of it all. Now caught in the knock-up and the flicker as well. CW forced to return to the battle mirror image. He placed down in the back. Appraiser's Wrath not connecting for Kyrie. As Clockun just plays it safely. It's Keyboy traded for Fluffy.
But you can see before that team fight, Brands, he was able to dish out the damage, and before that all ensued, he was able to pick up a GDS.
They're going to give a lot more mobility, but now, engage Onic!
The knock-up into the feathered airstrike. Perfectly played by Fnatic Onic. And Sans claims the kill on the assassin.
And if you notice, by the way, Fluffy there actually gave over a shutdown on the EXP lane. That's usually the front line, the sacrificial lamb almost. He was 7-0 on the Terizla because he was just so tanky and there are no solutions. And with that, he knows that Sans, for the most part, will not be spending that feather airstrike on him. So he's going for a full-on physical defense build, and now Onic jump on the opportunity.
The feather airstrike to zone them away. Fluffy is isolated from the team, and it takes a lot of damage. Appraiser's Wrath just tickles him, though. Harry will be able to steal away this purple buff while also pushing in the bottom lane. Wow, the gold lead slowly but surely disappearing.
Fnatic Onic, they're playing this with their brains, they're playing this intelligently, they're playing the map, and they're playing the White Tigers, who initially had that early game lead. CW now in the 14th minute. How are we so far on his items?
It's actually quite far along.
Oh, that damage.
He definitely has all that shred damage available, but there's no setup for him. Maybe Lutpi, he's going for a tankier build, going with the Hunter Strike, and then straight into a Dominance Ice, a Oracle, as well as a Blade Armor. So he's functioning as a utility tool here to allow for some space, perhaps, for CW to be doing that damage. Now, Kyrie.
Well, he has the immortality, he just bought it earlier. Lutpi's trying to just peel for Sans. Keyboy in the midst of it all, going to be caught in that damage, and Bragg with the Lycan Pounce now was stunned down, but he has to Purify, and in case of Sans who flickers out, but CW comes to the blazing duet, no flicker committed by Dreams, only a minute Fury that knocks 2 up. Lutpi getting the shields, Kyrie finds an Appraiser's Wrath, the knockout strike catches them, and Kyrie gets a 3-man taunt again for CW to free hit, and Fluffy is still somehow able to keep his immortality from being popped, but Evos Glory, they get the turret in the mid lane too.
All the wins for the White Tigers in that exchange. And that gold lead has slowly started to lift once again. Clockun in a 1v1.
Winter, Truncheon the timing. Sans!
Gila Sans, first team mid laner for how many seasons consecutively? It just proves that despite the potential that we see from Clockon, despite his rising performance this season, that veterancy, that experience, that mechanic coming in from Sans is still godlike, is still unparalleled. We saw that in that 1v1, but now in a 4v5 situation, the Lord Dance will ensue.
Pull the Minotaur into the knockout strike as a feather airstrike demolishes Fluffy in the front. Lippy zones them away. Annabelle's looking for an entrance though. Jumps in the puncture, very, very low. Has a thorn nose as well. Annabelle, no, he will not be able to find it. CW with lazy Numa to the back, and Browns gets gunned down by Calvin Winata. That's a double kill for CW. 3-4-0.
Fnatic Onic, the defending champions, come back and come alive in the 16th minute of the game. That latest pickup from CW, that malefic roar from CW, doing them justice.
Going for their airstrike, dealing some damage and also trying to clear up the way. But CW is so sustainable. Lippy has already cleared out in the bottom lane as well. They can go for it. Sans is already hitting on the base. Mini wave in the bottom lane. That's going to be Clockwood who flickers forward, but CW does not care.